So I wanted to take a moment to just show you how you're going to access Connect and how you'll complete your assignments in Connect. So Connect is a product by McGraw-Hill, who is the publisher of our textbook. So when we talk about Connect, don't confuse that with the TCC Campus Connect, where a lot of our online classes are administered through. We're talking about two different Connects. So I've labeled this, I'm in our Blackboard course right now. Now, let me just say, don't be alarmed if the Blackboard course looks different. I like to change the theme and the color. And so who knows what it's going to look like by the time school starts and you actually get in here. But all the information is the same regardless of whether the colors or the themes have changed. So over here on the left-hand side, right under lessons, so you notice we have schedule of due dates, we have lessons, and then we have MHE Connect assignments. MHE is McGraw-Hill Education. Connect is their platform. So I'm going to click on that. Now you'll notice then it opens four different folders that you can look at. For every single chapter, you will have a smartbook assignment and a homework assignment. For those of you who have used Connect before and you're familiar with Learn Smarts and Smartbook are the same thing. They just decided to change the name. So you'll have a Learn Smart and a homework for every single chapter. You'll have an Excel simulation for about 5 chapters, and you can see which 5 chapters have an Excel simulation on the schedule of due dates. I've listed them out there. I think our first one occurs in chapter 3. And then we do have 3 exams, and when it comes time to take the exams, you'll find all of the exams under this folder. So let's just start with the SmartBook assignments. So I'm going to click on this link to SmartBook assignments, and it's going to open up, and we can see that we have a SmartBook assignment for, again, every chapter. Now, you'll notice that I haven't put all of the due dates in just yet, so some of them say July 14th. Don't worry about that. They'll all be in there in time. But let's start with chapter 1. So I'm going to click on chapter 1. This opens up the Connect page. Now, again, I get to be the instructor and you get to be the student. So my site looks a little different than yours. So when you pull it up, it's going to look like this: Launch SmartBook 2.0 preview. Yours is not going to say preview though, because you're doing it for real. But I'm going to launch that SmartBook, and give me this. Let's try it again. All right, here we go. So it's going to look something like this. Now it tells us the due date, how many concepts we're going to be looking at. It gives us the estimated duration. This is kind of an average. It might take you more time if you're unfamiliar. It could certainly take you less time. So if I'm not familiar with the Learn Smarts, then I might want to come down here and start with the reading. As I've talked to you about before, it is super important that you read the textbook. I know a math textbook is really boring and you're thinking, I really don't want to read this, but it is super important that you read it. Now, whether you do your SmartBook assignments before or after your homework is really up to you. It's personal choice. I like to ask students what they tend to do, successful students. Most of the students tell me that they like to do the homework first and then they do the SmartBook assignments at the end, just kind of as a refresher. Kind of as an almost way to quiz themselves to make sure they know it all. There are some students who are like, no, I like to do all the Learn Smarts first and then I go in to do the homework. So it's really up to you, your personal preference, how you want to do it. But let's say by now that I've already done the reading and I've watched the videos and I've done the homework, and so I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling confident in myself. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say start with questions. So, okay, I got it. So it's going to give me a series of questions. Now you'll notice this up here. Think of this as a set of flashcards. And as you get them right, they'll be marked green. And as you get them red, they're going to say, oh, this is a question that you don't know. I'm going to give you lots more questions on this topic. So here we're told statistics is used to, okay, and I can read the 4 options. And I'm going to say I really think that to make informed decisions based on data is the best answer. Now, if I wasn't sure, I could say, oh, you know what, I need some help. Let me review. Maybe I need to read about it, but I really think that this is my right answer. So now it's going to ask me to rate my confidence. Am I really confident, and I'm not very confident, or I'm really not confident? I'm very confident, so I'm going to say high confidence. Come on. And guess what? I was correct. So woohoo. It's going to give me a couple of more questions about this topic, but as long as I get them all right and I'm confident in it, I'll get to move on. So now I'm going to choose next question. All right. So the branch of statistics that summarizes important aspects of a data set is often referred to as not sure about this one. So I'm going to say, I'm going to say descriptive, but I'm really not sure. So I'm going to say low confidence down here. And I click, oh, but I was right, but I didn't have a lot of confidence in it. So they're going to now give me several more of these questions until I'm getting them right and I am confident. So if you just keep picking low confidence, you're never going to really complete this. Okay, you have to be right and confident. So let's go to the next one. So the branch of statistics that draws conclusions about a large set of data based on a smaller set of data is often referred to as I'm going to choose nominal, and I'm going to say I'm really confident here. So I'm going to choose high confidence. Oh no, I was wrong. This is bad. So I'm going to get a lot more questions about this until I get them correct and I get high confidence. So one of the things is this was originally built for doctors to help them study. And the worst thing you can be as a doctor is wrong and confident in your wrongness. So they're really, really, really going to keep after you. If you got it wrong and you were confident, you're going to get a whole bunch of these, okay, until you get them right and you're really confident. So a blank includes all items of interest in a statistical problem. So I'm going to say that's a population, and maybe medium. I was correct, but I wasn't very confident. So I don't really get to move on. So you notice up here that I have some bars that are just half full, but not all the way full. So I really want the bars to be all the way full. So I'm going to have to start getting questions right and being confident about it. So I'm going to exit the assignment here. To go back, I'm not going to make you sit through all 24 minutes of me working through that. So now if I want to return to Blackboard, I'm going to click this tab right here that says Return to Blackboard. Now I can come back here to Blackboard and I can say, all right, look, I want to go in and work the homework. So I'm going to click the Homework tab. I'm going to click Chapter 1 Homework. And again, I'm going to go through the student view. Mine looks again a little bit different than you. See if it'll pull up. I confess that I don't have the strongest internet connection, so sometimes this stuff doesn't pull up. All right, so here's the homework attempts. They are due August 31st at 11:59 p.m. That is Central Standard Time. So currently there are 8 questions. I've answered 0 of them. So here I'm going to go through and let's look at just this first question. All right, so I'm not going to read it to you. I'll let you read it yourself. All right, so I've read this question and I think the answer is true. Now, if I'm not sure, I have a link to the ebook here. I can press hint and it will give me some information about it. I can hit print. It doesn't print very nicely, so you probably don't want to print very often. And I can hit references. That really doesn't have any information for you. But the ebook and the hint are the 2 things. So I think it's true, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to come up here and press check my work. And oh, look, I was right. Very good. So now, does the 2% denote the population parameter or the sample statistic? I think it's the sample statistic. Oh, I better press return to question. I think it's the sample statistic. So now I'm going to press check my work again. And oh, look, I was right. Yay me. So I'm going to go to the next question here. So again, I think this one is false. So I'm going to check my work. Oh, no, I was wrong. Now, for a true false question, obviously it's going to be pretty easy to go back and say, well, that one's true. But don't worry, we're going to get to ones where you're working lots of problems, and when you check your work and you get it wrong, it's not just as simple as saying, oh, it must be true then. So that's when you want to, if you're not immediately sure what you did wrong, you want to post a message to the message board in Blackboard. You're going to want to stop by, or I'd say stop by, visit me during my virtual office hours of Microsoft Teams. Maybe you want to shoot me an email and set up an appointment if your availability doesn't match with my office hours, but something like that, so we can talk through how you would want to do this one correctly, maybe what you did wrong and how you would want to do it correctly. If you don't want to finish all of your homework at this one time, and you certainly don't have to, then maybe you press save and exit now. If you're all the way through, you can press submit assignment. So I'm going to return to Blackboard. Now we are going to get into the Excel simulations later. I will make, goodness gracious, a separate video for those when we get closer to that Excel simulation. And then the same with the exams. I'll have a separate video for those as we get close to that. Now your homework grades will automatically populate into the grade book. So over here in My Grades here in Blackboard, your grades from Connect will automatically populate. Now I do want to mention you only want to access Connect through the link here in Blackboard. Now it is possible that there's a glitch, or oftentimes it's when they're working on in our system, our TCC system, they will turn off that sync feature. So you may have occasions where you're like, hey, I completed my homework, I got 100 on it or whatever, and my grade didn't show up. Don't worry, every Tuesday morning, which is the day after all the assignments are due, you notice everything's due on Monday night. Every Tuesday morning, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a grade refresh on my side, and that's going to pull all the grades forward. So if by Wednesday, let's say, you don't see your grade come over, then there's a problem and you need to email me. I've never had a problem, but in theory, it's possible. But don't panic if you don't see your grade come over immediately. Again, it's probably just that TCC's working on the system. They've turned off that sync feature, but I'll pull all the grades over on Tuesday morning when I do that grade sync.